Hello and welcome back to another episode of Planet Coaster Harder Challenge Mode. We are here in Matford Park and we are starting to work on our carousel. So, we are really going to detail this one out. It is a lengthy time lapse, and I'm sorry, but the end product is just too good to not show everything and how it's created. So, really, at this point, we are just trying to get the outside near our path set up. We are adding in some natural benches and whatnot, and we get that on both sides. But I did want to leave some room around around the outside where we weren't going to have natural benches. We were going to have actual benches placed in. And we do that mainly on like the cross paths, if that makes sense. And I think it kind of adds a little bit more texture to the pathway. But before we can do any of that, we really need to get our carousel centered. So we go ahead, we get that centered, and then we focus on our paths again. And this is one of the reasons why I used the level. I don't remember. I think it's I can't remember what the setting is called, where it's like the controlled setting, where you can't go. You can only go up in like meters of or units of one. To place our carousel, because it just makes a nice clean connection for the pathway, and that was something that I was really concerned about. So once we get everything centered, we get the pathways set in, and this is honestly probably one of the best paths that I've put around a ride like this. It was tucked in nice and tight. There wasn't much space. You barely could see any of it, so it worked out really well. And then we are able to, once we get that all set, we can go back and start adding in the one side of the hedge wall and everything. So at this point we were starting to run into trying to make some adjustments to the coasters and whatnot, and then we get into the thick of the building. So by the way, the park went through a very dark time, and during this whole build, because we were in such a difficult time, all the rides became classic status. All of them, including the brand new coaster that we just built last episode, which is crazy. So anyway, back to the carousel build. So I really wanted this to be a complex structure with a very nice roof. I've built a couple carousels in the past, and they haven't been bad, but they haven't been great either. And I wanted this one just to be so much better. It's going to be like the iconic carousel for the park. We're eventually, hopefully, going to get the grand carousel in at some point, but that's going to be farther back in the park. So we'll see how that goes. But really, what we do is, and we're pretty far late. We've already passed some of the steps, but the middle of the carousel has that little knob on top, and the round pillar, castle pillar, has a very similar circle line on the top of it that you can line it up perfectly with. And if you get it perfectly in the center, that can be your center for everything, and you can just rotate pieces around. So once we got that, we got our pillar in, we set that out, we duplicated it all the way 180 degrees using that pillar, so it was on the same grid, it was in the same circle, perfect circle. And then once that, we deselected the pillar at the top and used the angles. I think it was a 15-degree angle. Selected both pillars and rotated them three sections. Placed it, and then that was going to be our piece that we just need to connect in the middle. So then we just started detailing it up. And then the roof was one of the scariest things that I haven't been good at building roofs. And I knew I didn't want to kill the piece count, but I also didn't want it to be super generic and undetailed. And, I think these wooden planks actually turned out really good, because I eventually go ahead and I turn them all by one click forward or backwards, whatever you want to call it, and it looks like an actual roof. I was really surprised. I don't even think I need to change the color on any of them, because they already have a little bit of variation in there. So after that, we go ahead and we finish up the last roof piece up here, and it at this point it's just kind of like a little fine adjustment for the roofing structure, and there were certainly some pieces that I couldn't quite figure out. So that's why you start seeing me mess around with a bunch of different things, trying to get it all to line up right. I definitely wanted some different textures. That's why we got the big thick wood beams, and then we got the thin wood beams in blue, because it just adds a little bit of depth to the build. So yeah, I think it turns out great in the end. And yeah, just having everything, so it just has a little bit of difference, kind of adds that realism effect to everything. So you will see that I do complete the circle quite a few times before I finish on the actual product, and then I back it out. And that's just because sometimes you just need to get the big picture view of it, to make sure it all looks right. And yeah, I mean, you can see here, I was really struggling with this part because I couldn't figure out. I knew that there needed to be something in the middle there, I just didn't know what. And for whatever reason, I end up flipping. I even try some of the icing pieces. I just go ahead and throw in a fence in there, and it just fits perfect. So yeah, there's so many details that I wanted to add in here that there were multiple times where I ended up just scouring the pieces in the game to see if I could find something that would be better. And then at this point, it's just trying to figure out how to top it off. And I figured some art pieces would be good. It would kind of make everything kind of fit together. And it can be a flat roof up top. No one's going to see that except for me and maybe everyone else. So we get a few different things in here. We get some different ways to rotate it, and we just kind of keep with the same theme. So now you just saw me completely duplicate it, and then all the way around you get the near final product for the roof. We do change it up a little bit, but you kind of get the gist of what we're going to be looking at here soon. And that is, to me, the most efficient way to make a circle in this game. If anyone has any other suggestions, please let me know, because this took me an incredible amount of time. So yeah, I certainly enjoyed it. I thought it was definitely worth it. Do I want to do this every episode? Absolutely not, because it took way too much time to build. And we just continued to detail all the way through this build. Constantly trying different pieces all over the place. You can see I'm completing the circuit again. Losing the camera, sorry about all of that. That is, the camera was definitely messing with me a little bit, so I'm sorry for all those big jumps and whatnot. But so now at this point, which seems to be a common phrase that I'm using for this, video. I don't know why I'm saying that as much, but we need to try and figure out a way to cover the brick, the curb for the paths, as well as putting in the fence for around the pathway and the ride. So I didn't expect this to be as difficult as it was, and I made a few mistakes here where I didn't. I wanted it to be on like that 15-degree angle, so I only had to do a small portion, and then I could just duplicate it along, and it would be all fine. And for whatever reason, I chose not to put my second marker there, so I didn't know where I was going, and I just kind of eyeballed it, and it doesn't work. I built something that was going to overlap. It didn't look too bad, and I think I do eventually see it. By the way, these little fence pieces, use them everywhere. I like the texture on it. It's kind of like that metal, but it's got like a little bit of like texture to it, like bump. I don't know what you call it. And I think they look really good when you use them on their side. So yeah, so here, I don't know what I was thinking. I really have no idea. And you know, it actually the fence itself looks pretty decent. It's just it doesn't fit right. So I waste a lot of time on this, and I really shouldn't. So I'm leaving this in here so you can see this is a mistake, that if you go and try and do this process, don't make this mistake. Always have your the pieces that you need to connect to, so you can make sure all of your pieces line up and look perfect, so you don't have to redo it like me. You're welcome. But anyway, yeah, and it all follows the same steps. That key piece that's on the grid up top is the crucial piece that you need in order to make the perfect circle, at least in this instance. And that's the way I would recommend doing it. I guess you could theoretically just place a scenery piece not in a grid, and then take it to the other side of the circle and then just rotate it that way. But I don't know. I think if you're off by a little bit, it's not going to line up perfectly. This will line up perfect every single time. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this. I also add in some lights at some point, and it's a little bright on the bottom, but not too concerned about it. It looks good. The next piece that is a challenge is I wanted the brick to stay consistent through this attraction. So we still haven't realized that we made a mistake. So we do quite a bit of this too. But you will see that most of what we do here will make its way into the last part of the final build. It's just in a slightly different way. And it turns out, if you're paying attention to my Twitter, you already saw a teaser picture, which I definitely recommend that. You can find me at Mostly Average Matt, and that's mostly AVG Matt. And I'll put teasers up there. I also put links to all the videos. So I definitely recommend following me on there if you are enjoying the content. Oh, here it is. Here is my time to realize that I suck. And you see, I did adjust them a little bit, but it just doesn't work. It looks kind of weird. I definitely don't like the icing pieces that I used in the bottom there. We do use the icing pieces in this build at some point. And it's on those bottom pieces, but we don't use that. So, and now you can see, now I've created my reference point. So now I can get this done properly without having it not line up the right way. So yeah, we're just trying to find something. It doesn't need to be anything tall. It just needs to be a little bit taller than the outside fence so people can't get into the ride area. Nothing too crazy. And just, you know, what would work better than just having some fancy little decals on the side, which is where the icing comes in. And you can see, I just think those icing pieces are just so underrated. And I know a lot of people use them, but they are so versatile and can be used in anything. And it doesn't look like what they're supposed to. So like this, it's a decorative piece. It works really well in a lot of situations. And yeah, and see how much quicker that came together than the first portion. And really, I'm just trying to kind of tidy up some of the loose ends, make it a little bit better. And we do add fences above the flowers there, but not until later, and actually the final product. And then more icing pieces, because why not? And here we go. We're going to get a quick little glimpse of what it's going to look like. And at this point, I was like, I really like the roof. I really like the fence. Something's missing. There's a big gap in the middle. And it was really bothering me. But I was like, you know what? We're just going to keep going. Just going to keep building on. And that's one of the biggest recommendations I can suggest to you. If you have something that you're building and it's just, you kind of like where it's going, but you just can't quite see that finished product yet, just keep going. Find a way, work on something else, come back to it. Because I did that a lot. I went to the speakers, like you can see here. I was also getting annoyed that the sound would stop and start up and stop and start up. So I'd rather it just be a solid constant. And then I was like, you know what? Maybe I can just add some stuff to the pillars. Maybe that'll fill it up. It doesn't. You barely even notice them. So yes, that's great. And then you know what? I go back to the fences, and we then start working on our outside brick level, step, whatever you want to call it. And this is I had a problem with this. I couldn't get things to line up properly. Not necessarily line up, but I couldn't cover up the pieces that I was trying to use the right way. So we eventually do get everything set up, but it's by going a very different way. And those fences make an appearance again. And like I said, those are quickly becoming some of my favorite pieces to work with in Planet Coaster. And then I do like the fences in the game. I think they're all fairly good and fairly useful. And they're nice to use when you can for being an actual fence. I think they do a good job with that. And I think they're even better when you can find different ways to incorporate them in as well. So and you can see I'm trying so many different ways to get those into the build, but it's just not working. It just doesn't. I'm just not happy with it. We keep adjusting the size or the position of them to try and make it a little bit better, and it just doesn't. It doesn't quite work. And I think the solution, I use those thick wooden beams to kind of cover everything up, and it creates a little bit of a separation for the brick, which is fine, but it's just trying to find a different way to kind of make this turn. So once we get all this set up, it doesn't take long for us to complete the circle, and we get everything set up exactly where it is on it. And I'm just I almost said it again. I'm trying to find ways to block some stuff. These hedges do not stay because you wouldn't see them, so they're just wasted. So I eventually delete them all because they're, like I said, they're just wasted pieces. So we go ahead, we complete the roof, and then we go and we complete the bottom circle. And I guess I never mentioned why I did the roof and the bottom at different times, and that's because I don't really know why I chose to do it at different areas. I just did. So I wouldn't recommend it. I'd recommend doing it at the same area because then it can all be together. But I'm weird, so there it is. Now for this part, we have everything completed. I actually had to step away from the computer, so it saved over everything else that I had, so we couldn't go back at this point, and I still wanted to put in a fence here. So we go ahead, we put in the Planet Coaster fence, fancy fence, and I just felt like it was too much. So we end up changing that in the end, and then we readjust our paths a little bit and tackle the thing that I was most concerned about. And this turn is really weird. It didn't want to line up properly, so I knew there was gonna need to be a way that I adjust it, or like I had to get around it. So we just tackle it and try and do it all by hand, and it turns out pretty good. You honestly don't even really notice that the circle is broken there. Like, it's kind of oblong. And that could be because of some of the trees and bushes that I add in at the end. It could be because of the way I adjusted the other side to blend in a little bit differently. But I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. And even the ramp to go up to the queue and the exit, they even turned out very good. Even with the odd pieces that I had to kind of use to kind of blend everything in together. So and the corner that I'm working on now, that's the one piece that has the imperfection, because that fence is a little bit too long, and I was just like, you know what, there's no way I'm going to be able to fix this, and I think it looks better with the small fence with the piece protruding on both ends than just extending those wooden pillars up. So we say, you know what, it's good enough, and move on. We go ahead and get our ramp in, and normally I like to do custom fencing, but because I was able to keep some vertical pieces, I thought the slightly slanted pieces would be just fine. I think that kind of keeps with the theme, and because I have those fences on their side, I think it still looks pretty natural. So I'm pretty pleased with all of that. And then at this point, it's just duplicating it over, and I said it again. Boy, please don't do a drinking game on that. You might be completely gone by the end of it. Also, the way we got the brick underneath is just, I don't know if you caught it, it happens very quickly in the video. Or if we even got there yet. I think we did. Yeah, so here you can see it. We used the 1H brick, the 1H slant, and we just have a couple different buildings underneath that kind of just mesh together. So nothing too crazy, but it just kind of fits in. So yeah, finishing up the queue here, and then we're going to tackle the exit, which to me was a little bit easier because there were no turns, which was nice. And I'm still procrastinating on the entrance to the attraction because I had no idea what I wanted to do. We kind of swing the camera around quite a bit and work our way over into it. So yeah, we literally just duplicate it, and then I eventually add in some hedges. that kind of break everything up, and it gets me to change how everything's oriented. So you can see at this point, I'm like, you know what, that kind of looks pretty good, like just straight up like that. And then we just need to get rid of those diagonal pieces that kind of look out of place underneath there. And once we do that, it really starts to come together, like really quickly. So we get those diagonal pieces away, and then I was like, you know what? I think we're gonna need to do that on the other side, and because I couldn't figure out how to get the get it to line up right. So we just kind of eyeball it, get it set over there, and kind of follow the same principle. We're just kind of port that over, and because I copied it from over there, it's perfectly in place already. And then just kind of just lining up some bricks to cover up the rest. And fortunately for us, it covered by the path, so we didn't have to do anything else that was too out of the ordinary. And then we just got to fix our entrance line to also stay consistent with the rest of it. And yeah, and now we are moving on to you can see there was a cut in the video there. Yeah, I really didn't want to do this. I think I even said, you know what, I'm not doing it tonight. And I moved on to the next night. So and it really wasn't all that difficult. Once we got everything set up here, we just duplicated some of the wooden beams to kind of fill in a gap. And then the worst part's this little corner piece, and that's not even that bad, because we just duplicate a fence and then do the same thing where we just kind of use the wooden beams to kind of fill in an area where I just rotate it. And I don't even know how I saw with all those people there. And then to fill that gap, I use a tree. I use a planter, paint it blue, and it'd be that annoying tree that every park has that you have to walk through. And this one happens to be at the Carousel. Other than that, the base for the attraction is pretty much done. We actually had to raise the bottom part a little bit because I didn't think it looked quite right. And then that caused some problems with some stuff clipping through the bottom. So we go ahead and adjust those. And then we remove our Planet Coaster fencing because, like I said, I didn't like that. And we go and we add more of the blue fencing that was on the outside. We just add that to the inside eventually. But we clear up the exit too. That's good, so people aren't just going to keep walking through there. And you can see there was definitely some space there in the bottom where I had to use. I just said, you know what, it's fine. I'm going to cover it up at the end of the video anyway, so it's fine. It can stay there. I don't need to cover it up right now. So that was just planning for the future. And then on the other side, kind of the same thing, where if it was going to be covered up by the end, or I knew it was going to be covered up, I didn't really care about it, because it's just unnecessary pieces at this point. So I think we pretty much got the exit all sorted out now. Maybe a few other things. Yeah, just a couple of those icing pieces. I had to delete the tree for a second, and we eventually get that back. Maybe at some point. I promise you it does come back. And our entrance really has this weird thing to it. I don't know why it has that little notch there, but it does. And there's our tree. There it came back. So now we are moving on to how are we going to fill in that gap that I was really concerned about. And I was like, you know what? There's no cover for the queue. The queue is, we have this beautiful cover for the outside, or the outside. We have a beautiful cover for the carousel itself, but we don't have anything for the people standing in line for the carousel. So, what other way than to just kind of follow in the footsteps of the roof above, but kind of go with more of a circle pattern. Instead of doing the three different ones, the separating it by 45 degrees, I guess. We do it by 15 degrees. And it just creates more of a rounded effect, which will be better for the guests in the queue. But I think it looks more aesthetically pleasing because it's a little bit lower. It's also different than the roof up above. So we go ahead, we just keep trying a few different things here. And this piece actually, I think, came together fairly quickly. Once I got everything going, I did struggle with those centerpieces. I didn't really know what to do with those. And I eventually just used the thick wooden beam for them because it just kind of worked out a little bit better. But I also didn't realize that I had one of those thick wooden beams sticking out. And it even made it to the picture that I posted on Twitter. And right in the center of the picture. So I do fix that, just not in camera. So yeah, go me. So yeah, you can see I'm really trying to fix it, but I just didn't like the way it was lining up. So we eventually just go and we use our technique to get the perfect turn for them, because this is just not working for us. The little wooden beams just weren't enough. They had to be precisely located to cover all the gaps, and I just wasn't having it. So yeah, here we go. We just go for the big wooden beams, copy it over, get a couple of them in there, and we are set to go. And then the last piece, I just hated those little pieces up there, so we go ahead and just add some extra that creates a little bit of depth to the build. And it doesn't even matter if that piece in the middle is not there, because you're probably not going to see it. There's really no point to it. It's just a little ledge. So you could see something like that in a real park build or something. So once we get that, we go ahead and add some more lights. A few more lights. Or did I not? I don't remember. I don't think I did use those lights on that piece on the bottom. So once we get everything set up, the hardest part is making sure we get all of the pieces to duplicate it and rotate it, and then getting all the pieces on the other side, because if you have one piece that's off, it'll screw up the circle. So we get those all set up, we get it turned around, and boom, we have a carousel with a queue cover, and then we just need I still add those little hanging bushes, because why not? They fill a little gap, I guess. Make it a little bit better. And then I'm finally adding the fences. And like I said, we get the same fence as that blue one, except we rotate it now and use it as it was intended to be. And again, it's just more depth to the build. And we don't even connect it at certain points. We just kind of leave it open, because why not? It's just kind of there as a formality anyway. So we have officially completed the structure part of the build, and now it's on to how we bring it all to life with our scenery. And without having Theme Maker's Toolkit and stuff like that, and I don't use a lot of Theme Maker's Toolkit to begin with, so finding ways to cover these little areas with flowers and whatnot is a large part of how I play the game. And you can see it's kind of difficult, especially on the side, because any way that I organize that piece, it was going to clip through one of the paths. So we had to use the flowers to cover everything up. And then I knew I wanted to have this area be elevated a little bit from the path. And then the part where the entrance to the queue, I wanted that to be on ground level. So we go ahead, just get those in. We kind of use our bushes with our wooden fences to kind of close off that area, so that can kind of be like the planter, if you will. And then just duplicating the bushes around, because they just kind of look nice. I really like those hedges, so I use them everywhere. And they come in, they're so useful. They cover up, they mesh well together, they're easy to use. And then getting some more natural benches for the guests to sit down, and that is all we have on this side, because this is a little bit more. You're gonna want to see more of the carousel. Like if you're a family, you're gonna wait by the you're gonna want to wait by the exit. You're not gonna want to run around to the other side of the carousel. So we get the natural benches, and then you do have some rocks and whatnot that we get in here, just to add a little bit of a different texture to the area. I had some of these leafy green bushes, but I thought that it made it look like a little overgrown, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that for this area, so we eventually go back and delete all of those. And then those petunia, I think they're petunia plants. I don't know. I thought they'd be a good plant for the majority of this area, and then we just have whatever those other white plants are. I don't even know what they're called in that area as well. And they don't. There doesn't need to be much variation there, because it's just like an area that you're trying to see over. It would just be bushes and plants anyway. So the other part, though, is more of a decorative piece. So it doesn't have really any design, but I did want to keep with those blue flowers. I wanted to keep some rocks. I wanted some trees, but I didn't want to block the view completely. And I also wanted it to touch into the skyline, so that's why you see some of the larger pine trees, or whatever they are, I don't even remember, that make their way into the skyline. But at the same time, and I think you will eventually see that we do have a good viewpoint of everything. You can still see Insanity from the front, which is great. And we have a lot of blue, which is thankfully counteracted by the white that we go ahead and put in here as well. So it's a pretty nice little planner. We do add in a bunch of benches in front to kind of break it up in a little bit. We do raise that as well, which is nice. And then, of course, we have to get our vista points in, which you can't select the carousel. I found that odd. Like that's the whole thing that you're coming to see there. So I picked some random scenery thing, and it's fine. So the last piece, we just have to add in some lights, and those marula trees are some of my favorite in the game, because they are tall, yet they kind of branch out at the top, which can make for really cool lighting effects on trees and whatnot. So we get those lights in, we try and light up the birch that's on the right, whatever that pine tree is, we get that lit up, and then we just add some lights to the queue area so people can see as they're walking around. And like I said, I'm using the cheap way, where I just try and line it up as best I can and then rotate them around, because there's not a whole lot in there. So Uh, we are quickly coming to the end of this. I shouldn't say quickly, because this has been one heck of a time lapse, and if you stuck it out and listened to me ramble, I truly appreciate it, because this has not been an easy one for me to talk through, because I just do the same thing over and over again. And I think this is truly the last part of this time lapse, where we add in a couple of lights, we add in some trigger sequences, because the idea is that the lights will go when the ride starts, so any operator or anyone around the attraction would know, okay, it's starting. But I can only set it to go on this first spin cycle, which means the whole ride powers up and starts spinning before those lights go off. So we just have to pretend. I go over it a little bit more in the live portion, but that is pretty much it. You kind of do get to see it a little bit here. It does happen. It is quick. It's very short-lived, but it does the job. So again, thanks for listening to me ramble. But we're gonna go over into the live portion, and we got some management features that we're gonna go over, and we're gonna make some changes to the rules. So stay tuned. So here we are with the finished product, the finished carousel for Matford Park, and once we get our theme maker toolkit items, we are going to put some letters across here that says Matford Park on both sides or something like that. And yeah, I am just super happy with the way this has turned out. I think it looks good. I think it's got good variation in it. Even though it is just a circle, it's nothing too crazy going on. It's crazy in how we build it, but and it certainly takes time to do it. But once you get it done, it just looks so good. So now, when you're coming into the park, let's get down here. You have this in the background a little bit. It's still pretty barren because of not having anything else on the sides. We're obviously going to need to put an entrance building in at some point. Oh no, the whirly rig's broken. But you can kind of see it over the top here. We still have some taller trees nearby, which will balance out the landscaping a little bit and kind of mesh everything in. And yeah, we still went with the flowers, the blue and white. We didn't get any orange in there this time. We probably will bring some orange in as well, because those are the colors for the park. But yeah, I mean, it just looks so good. I will make sure to get this up. I'm going to put it up as a full square onto the Steam Workshop. So if you want this in your park, sorry, PlayStation, Xbox players, you won't have access to this one. But, we probably should change that too. But oh well, it's fine. But yeah, I am super, super pleased with the way this has turned out, and I hope you guys like it too. But what we need to do now is we need to take care of some of our management features that we have horribly neglected for a while now. In the last episode, it was supposed to include the carousel. We chose to not do that because the episode was getting a little bit longer. So, I mean, in terms of what our overall is, there's not really much we can do. Happiness isn't going to be great until we get some more scenery in there. We can really boost up everything else that we have going on. But at least for now, we have the wild blue, the carousel, and the whirly rig that are getting full effects of all this scenery. So that's good. We are going to make some changes to our rules. We might as well get this out of the way now. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to restrict our pricing a little bit further here. And the idea is you have gentle and throw rides, so those should be priced differently. You shouldn't be paying $15 to get in a carousel and then go over here and pay $15 to get on the Insanity. So the carousel, we're going to say the most you can charge for that is $10. So $10 for the gentle rides, which is basically these. Unfortunately, the scissor is not considered a gentle ride. And then for the thrill rides, the most we're going to be able to charge is $15. And then the coasters are going to be 20. Because I have come up across some coasters that you have to pay $18, $19. So I think 20 is just a round number to make it a little bit better. So yeah, we have that as a restriction for us. And yeah, I think that will make it a little bit more interesting in terms of people are going to want to ride the kiddie rides a lot. So we're going to really need to decorate these things, the thrill rides. And we can even go as far as reducing some of the ride sequences because we don't need 554 anymore. Now, we might need to leave it like this so we continue to make money for now. Actually, you know, it's not going to make a difference because people are still going to want to ride it. So, what is... Ooh, I did not do this right. So we need to have it around 350 in order to have... and I realize we're going to lose some money here. So, if we drop 1... how much is that going to hurt us? Oh, by the way, I added in speakers around here, so the double-decker carousel music continuously plays, which is good. I hate the fact when it would just start and stop. There's also some green lights in here. And if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm going to say in the time lapse, but there's some green lights in here that flash. The idea behind that is there's normally a second operator that's going to go around over here, and these flashing would signify the ride starting. Unfortunately, I can only do triggers on the cycles, so it doesn't go at the beginning, which is a little disappointing. I would like to do that, but you know, it is what it is. You know, we'll just have to pretend. Carousel is a really good value. Oh no, don't have enough money to go in the carousel. Well, that's good because it's closed. 431. Wow. Can we get this down even more? This is gonna be the one nice thing. Even though it's we're only charging $10, the ride cycle is going to be significantly shorter. So people may want to wait, which we should leave it probably a little over the 300 mark. But people would be willing to wait to pay $10. It's just they have to... they're going to get on and they're going to get off really quickly. So hopefully they enjoy it and they get back in line. We can get more people through per hour. And it's funny how this is still coming through because it's not even open. So people don't really care. It's still a fairly long cycle though. I mean, we're in double time. And let's see, 308. So that is just about perfect. We're going to go ahead and get that open. So that, I want to go faster. So that is perfect. And then, now this is going to be the hard one. The whirly rig. We're going to have to close you down. If we get rid of one anti-clockwise, let's actually get rid of two there. See how this goes. Hopefully people go for our carousel here, but yeah, we're getting some. Hopefully, if I have to, I'll certainly add more cycles back in to get people onto the ride and draw people in. But I don't want to go. I don't want to go too crazy. I mean, people wouldn't necessarily ride these rides over and over and over again. So 348. Let's let's see what we get if we take 2, and then we have a very nice short clockwise and anti-clockwise, and it is not nearly as long. 239, so we need to add one back in, and we can just leave that anti-clockwise. That's fine. If this one doesn't put us over 300, we are certainly going to add that one back, even though it's going to be much too high. And come on. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. 300, you know what? No, we're going to add it in just because I think that's more important to be maxed out than to not have the full prestige. So, or the full price. So, the other thing we have, alright, $15. So that one's fine, because that's a throw ride, so we are good with that. And let's make sure this is here, 348, so let's get that open. So, let's bring up the rules again. So, like I said, oh, I guess I need to add in transport rides. We can't charge for those. Or can we? Ooh. Ooh. Like normal transport rides, like the chairlift, the train. If this is going to be like a boat ride or something like that, or like if it's a true transport ride, we cannot charge. We'll just make it very simple so people just get on it. It's strictly transport. If it's like a log flume or something like that, we'll say that those are at $15. And then our gentle rides, we have those at $10. Our throw rides at $15. And our coasters at $20. I think that covers everything. We don't have any restrictions on food or whatnot. And then the last piece that I want to add in here, actually I guess there's still 2 pieces. If we need to, and this is a big one, because this one could cause problems in the future, if we need to change the name of an attraction or change the color, we must rebrand the attraction. If we just move it, that's fine. It keeps the same thing. That's fine. We can refurbish it. That is fine. We can do that on our own. It doesn't change anything. But if we change the colors or rename it, it needs to be rebranded. So that'll be very interesting. Fortunately, I built the American Arrow. Oh, I have to rename it. So we're going to have to rebrand that at some point. And I realize you probably can't even see this because the rules are up. So, great. But all these attractions are going to get rebranded, which is going to reset them to established, which is going to hurt their reputation and prestige boost. So, yeah, that's gonna suck. It's gonna suck a lot. So we're gonna have to really focus on how we're gonna get that all set up in order to do it. Wow, look at this. This is getting quite a few amount of people here for whatever reason now. Oh, we're going to nighttime. And then is there one other thing? I feel like there's something else. I finally remember. That took me way too long to think of this. I'm going to lessen the restriction on the scenery count. So basically, if I'm not going to use the member toolkit items yet, that I am going to truly wait for. But I'm not going to restrict myself on the scenery to the main game. In terms of like the functionality of the game, you don't necessarily, it doesn't matter if you use a DLC or not, it still counts towards the same. It'll just look different. So, like, you could still get 100% on this easily with regular scenery, which I did actually. Uh, and having, like, how I had the Maya, whatever, ruin things in there. Oh my gosh, we're fast forwarding. Um, how we had that in there, it doesn't make a difference. So I'm not going to restrict myself when I'm using scenery and stuff like that. And that's just to make it a little bit easier for me. So I don't always have to be like, all right, oh, we got to make sure we have the main game on, because I tend to forget when I get back into the game. So yeah, those are the updates to the rules. If you don't think they're right, please let me know and in the comment section, and I can reevaluate, and maybe we'll change some. But I think those are good for now. I think those will give me enough problems. I mean, we've got $17,000 now, but once we rebrand some things, like next episode, the plan is the Insanity. So we're gonna have to rebrand, and this is gonna have a major makeover. So that'll start everything over, and it will eventually have to go old before it gets into classic status again. So good news is Wild Blue's going to stay for a while. Whirly Rig's going to stay for a while. And yeah, this is coming too. The American Arrow, Scissor, those are definitely coming as well. But so yeah, anyway, park management features. Oh, we're up into the green just for me talking. So our rides and tickets, we are doing much better now with all of this stuff. Our shops and facilities, really, it's just the facilities. We have a lot of, we have bathrooms, we have first aid, we have all kinds of crazy stuff going on. So that is why we are losing that much money there. And honestly, I tried to put 2 shops in, which we're actually going to change these because I had a better idea for this section. But we weren't making money. We were only losing money. So we may start to try and get that again in the next episode, but we'll see how that's going to go. And I had to fire all the staff for that, which is great. Staff wages, that's all of our park management. Construction, yeah, that's going to be what it is. Our research, we need to get some stuff going here since we have money at the moment. So let's go spin, spin, spin out what that means. Some of these I don't know. We'll just get Missy Good. That's fine. Carousel is too expensive. Get out of here. Get out of here. What is our prestige? 308. That one. Oh, I know what I did. Yeah, I definitely did this wrong. I mathed very wrong here. We need to be by 350. I knew something didn't sound right. 348, that's fine. I think people are gonna ride that regardless, so that's fine. We need to get our carousel up though. Does this have a full ride? Yeah, it does. So that's fine. So we'll get the carousel going. We got our research over here, so everything is good there. No marketing. Our staff. We don't have any entertainers. That's coming. Our janitors. So one thing I think we need to do is we need to make some work rosters. And one of them is going to be like this pad up top here. So that I got everything. So this is, and we will change the name of this when we name our coaster here. The American Arrow Courtyard. Oh, nope. It's just going to be the American Arrow. And then we will get the entrance here, which I did not get all that. Nope, don't want that. And this is going to be the main entrance. So there we go. Main entrance obviously has a little bit more in there, but there's a lot, actually, a lot of other in the American Arrow area. So we should probably train this person up a little bit here, and we will set one of them to main entrance, one of them to the American Arrow, and then we will get one additional person who can free roam, and he's gonna suck at everything. So okay, so there we go on the carousel. That is the building. No, please. 431. There we go. $10. Now we'll get some people, and yeah, see, so people are still riding that, so that's good. And then what else do we need? We need to make sure these people are the right colors. One thing that's interesting, what are their jobs? At some point I want to really dive into changing these up and see what happens. But I'm not there yet. We don't have enough staff to do that. So, Erasmo Dukes. Great name. Love it. And there we go. We got him all set up. We don't have any vendors currently. Let's put him at the main entrance. Actually, let's leave Burl to roam around. We will get him at the American Arrow and him at the main entrance, so they can kind of do their own thing here. And okay, we need to get. Where's he at? What color is he wearing? Where's he at? I don't see him. Take me to him. Okay, so pause. Mr. Marcelino Kenny. Let's get you. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, good. It does that. We can get these guys all set up. Marcelino Kenny. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then Edmund Delaney. I got him over here, so he 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I've actually already started going through these guys a little bit with this, because I think there is some strategy to this. But we are, because we're not really doing all that much. We're just gonna keep everyone doing everything at the moment. So, security guards. Oh yeah, we need. I think it's time to get another security guard, because they are the pickpockets are out. This guy can get trained up. Wilton Farley, get trained up a little bit. And we can get this guy all set up. Oh, he's already set up. That's good. And black. I think they were both black in the middle. Right? Did I do that right? Yeah. Okay, so Wilton Farley's good. And we can set him to main entrance. Actually, no. Let's leave him free roam with this guy in main entrance and this guy. over at the American Arrow. And I think it's kind of weird that you can adjust these. I think you would want security to do everything, so we're always going to leave security doing everything. We can go back to playing again, and yeah, I think we're good for our staff. And similar to our last series, our Planet Coaster Hard Challenge mode on my old PC, if you are interested in being a part of the park, please let me know in the comment section of where you want to work, and I will hire you in an instant, and we'll get you in here. If you want to be a Gulpy Rex, by all means, we'll hire you. If you want to be a Tiki Cheeky, great. You want to be a janitor, we'll go ahead, and you can also select one main color, and I'll find a way to work it into the current wardrobe color scheme that we have. So yeah, if you want to do that, just let me know in the comment section and we will add you in. Moving on to our guest slot. So this place sucks. That's expected, actually. I would think it sucks too. I'm thirsty, so we will certainly be looking to add something to drink in the future. It looks like we got everything else going for us pretty well here. The American Arrow's losing money because it's great. We can. I don't even think this 659. Will this even? 18 $18. 18.50 actually. So that might actually start helping. That might help make money. So that's good. We don't have anything else really. Our shop's not doing anything. We know that the prices for those are good. Our facilities, we're losing some money here and there, but that's fine. No anything else. Our security management, we're going to need to get some cameras in to try and help with that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And everything else looking good, and this should actually be named the Matford Park Carousel. So there we go. And yeah, we are all set. And you know, I think that's probably going to do it for this episode. Yeah, it was a episode dedicated to the carousel here. And I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like. If you saw something I could have done better, please make sure to leave it in the comment section. And if you want to find some more awesome Planet Coaster content, make sure you check out my channel. We have some videos coming out every week currently. So, again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later!